Yo, what's going on, everybody, man? This your boy Marcus Elbow. Welcome to Elbow Media Studios. And if this is your first time, I appreciate you clicking on this video, man. You might as well go ahead on and hit that subscription right now. Go ahead on and hit that notification bell, because all we do over here is hit you about MPC One, MPC Live, Akai Force, iOS, music business. We got a crazy beat competition that we put on every other week. This is the place to be. Oh yeah. And also, all we do is keep it crunk. Let's go. Elbow Media Studio. All right, what's going on, everybody? Look, it's time for us to go ahead on and take a look at the difference between time stretch and warp, and why I choose to use time stretch over warp. Let's go ahead and jump into it. But before we do that, let me let you know right now, man, you need to go over to the website elbowmediastudios.com right now, so that you can go ahead on and get you some cool stuff. Go ahead and get you a sound pack right now. We got 4 brand new sound packs that's crazy dope. We got a free sound pack for the Akai Force called Ready Up. You need to definitely go download that for the free to the free. We also have merch. We got all kind of stuff, man. If you want to support this channel, this right here is the best way to do it. Go to elbowmediastudios.com for all your music needs. All right, let's get to it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead on and sample a drum pattern. That's what I'm gonna start out with, because drum patterns to me are the easiest way to demonstrate how time stretch and warp can definitely make or break your music creation process, when you're creating a beat. Okay, so let me go ahead on and sample this real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the sampler here, and let's just go ahead and get it down. All right, now that I have that, I'm going to go ahead on and hit that one pad here, which is the first pad, so I can tell that that's where the sample I wanted to live. And then I'm just going to go ahead and chop this up. If you don't know, in order for you to get a loop going inside of the sample edit, all you have to do is hit pad 16. I'm going to bring it in a little bit. That sounds good to me. All right. I'm going to go ahead and hit process, and I'm going to discard that little extra. I already know that loop is good. So the first thing I want to show you is warp. So let's just go ahead on and jump straight into warp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit main. Now I know that this sample is 90 BPM, but whatever BPM you choose to use, just make sure that's what you follow. Since this is 90, I'm going to go ahead on and I'm going to set my BPM right off the muscle to 90. Okay, I'm gonna keep my bars at 2, and what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go into program edit, and I'm gonna go into samples, and then I already know that this sample is ready to go, so I'm gonna hit the warp, and then I'm gonna take that BPM to 90. Okay, that way everything is good, everything is ready to go. I'm gonna go back to main, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. All right, we're in. Now, since we already set this thing up, we should be able to speed it up and slow it down, and we should be able to warp. Let's go ahead and hear it. All right, let's go ahead and slow it down a little bit. All right, so what we're trying to look for here is we want to find out when are we going to start artifacting, because that's the problem with warp in the MPC. It's the slower you start to go down, the more you start to get some distortion. So let's go down to 70. Okay, now we're starting to hit some distortion. It's right around 60. All right, let's go up to, let me see, 120. That doesn't sound bad. It's keeping up. Okay, so when you speed it up, the distortion is not. When you speed it up, the distortion is not really as bad. It's just when you slow it down, is when you start to notice that you start having these artifacts and you start hearing these warped, weird sounds, for lack of a better phrase. Okay, so that is the warp function, really at its most primitive, at its most basic form. That's how you can start really warping some samples. Knowing the tempo is really good so that you can really be able to control that. Let's start over and let's see how we like the time stretch feature versus the warp. Now remember, let's just take this down to 60. Let's go to 55 so we can really get a good listen. Okay, so that's 60. We're going to do this one more time just because we love having fun with this. I'm going to start from scratch. I'm going to go not save that. I'm going to create an empty project here real quick. Boom. We're going to sample this one more time. And then this time we're going to use the time stretch feature. So let's just go ahead and go to the sampler. Let's just go ahead and get that in real quick. Let's go. All right, we're going to do it the same way we did it before. I don't even think we named it last time, but this time I guess we'll name it test. We're going to put it on that A1, A01. We're going to go to edit. We're going to do the same thing we did last time. We're just going to drag that over. I want to say it's about right there, if I'm not mistaken. Let's hear it. Okay, I think that's perfect. We're going to go ahead and discard. Okay, now that we have discarded, what we're going to do now this time, since we already know that it's 90, we're going to go to process again, and then we're going to go to time stretch, right? And we already know that it's 90, as you can see right here, because it already did a BPM detect. What we're going to do is we're just going to click on this new tempo. We're going to make sure that ratio is at 100. We're going to click on the new tempo, and let's just drop that down to 60, and let's hear how it sounds. We're going to go ahead and do it. And let's play it. Listen to that. Tell me that doesn't sound better. Come on. Let's go ahead on and go to our main. We're going to drop that down to 60. Now, what you don't get from time stretch is you won't get the actual fluctuation where you can actually, you know what I mean, warp it and then it'll follow your tempo. But, you know, we'll do an experimentation here in a minute. But let's just go ahead on and fly that in real quick. Now, to me, that sounds a heck of a lot better than the warp feature, but I get the warp feature. The warp feature is really an algorithm that's trying to be able to keep a certain tempo. Whenever you change the tempo, it's trying to match that tempo. So it's taking a lot more computing power to do that. If you kind of already know what that tempo is going to be, then time stretching to me would be the best way to go. Okay, but let's just see if we can speed this thing up real quick. We're going to go into program edit, right? And then we're going to go into sample, okay? And then we're going to warp it again, but this time we're going to take it to 60 because that's our new tempo, remember? All right, now let's just go ahead on and play it. All right, we're going to go back to main. Now we can just speed it up. That's a quick get around right there. You know what I mean? So essentially what we just did, what I just showed you right there, if you want to slow it down, right, and you want to make sure that sample remains clean, you can time stretch it down to a slower BPM, but then you can go ahead and warp it. Speeding it up doesn't really hurt as much as slowing it down. You see what I'm saying? So that should be the work process or the workflow right there. Listen, man, this is Elbow Media Studios, man. It's your boy Marcus Elbow. I just really just demonstrated to you a great workflow with getting around the warp, slow down, artifacting thing. You know what I mean? Using time stretch, using warp at the same time or together, you can really create some super things, man. Listen to me. I'm glad you stayed to the end of this video because we really appreciate that, man. Thank you for doing that. And check this out, man. Only 30% of the people that watch these videos hit subscribe. I don't know why. Is it something I'm not doing? Is it something Big Baby doing? Or I don't know what's going on. But go ahead on and hit that subscription button or get down in the comments and let me know why you didn't hit that subscription button, man, and what we can do better. I would appreciate it. Listen, man, y'all have a great day. Today is Super Bowl Sunday. If I release this, I maybe did, I maybe didn't. I don't know, but I'm probably going to release it. If not, I'll release it tomorrow. Y'all have a great weekend and the rest of your week, and I wish you the best. Have a good one. I'll see you later. Peace. One.